How's it going, guys? So I'm out here in our new heifer barn right now. We've been moved into this building for a year and a half or so now, and it's been working out really well. One of the things that kind of bothered me since the beginning is how it worked out with these headlocks in the 4th and 5th pens. We have the whole barn divided into smaller groups to kind of keep heifers that are the same size together so they're not battling each other too much. And we also feed them a little bit differently up through. So these first 3 pens are 12 foot wide, and the first one we actually have the slant bars. There's 9 head spaces in that pen, and then there's 8 head spaces in these 2nd and 3rd pens. Got these small heifer headlocks. And then when we get to the 4th pen, they stepped it up. By the age that we had predicted in here, it called for the next size headlocks, and they raised the curb up. When we originally drew out the barn, it was going to be 3 pens of 8, 2 pens of 10, and then 12 on some bigger groups down there. Since this would be a 16-foot span, they had to put another 6x6 in the middle there. And the way it worked out with the headlocks, they can only actually get 4 in between these posts. So we got these bigger pens here, but there's only 8 head spaces for eating. There's plenty of square footage of bed pack per calf in the back, but they can't all eat. If we put 10 in this pen, the smaller ones are going to get pushed back. We sometimes add an extra calf, but I really don't like to put too many, just because I want to make sure they're all growing evenly. And the other issue with these headlocks, you can see as they're pushing their head through there, the headlocks are so high and tall. They're supposed to stick their head up through the top and then drop it down, but a lot of them just use their nose and kind of push the bottom over, stick their nose through the bottom part. And that works fine, except when we go to lock the headlocks, like this, and they go to stick their nose through the bottom, it just locks the latch, and they don't get their head through, so then they're just locked out. And the issue we've been having is they don't learn here. They get up into the bigger ones, and then when they're a little taller, they should be sticking their head up high, but they're not. They're just cheating, and so then they don't go through the headlock, don't get tied in. They develop bad habits. Yeah, I was talking to the company that makes these. They said we could adjust these collars so that way the lock couldn't go past this point at any time, even when it was unlocked, and then they would learn. But that would be a solution for that problem, although I'm still not happy with the size of these headlocks. They're just a little bit too high for them. Definitely this first section, when it jumps up, that's a really big change for them, going from that low to this high headlock. So I'll go grab the skid steer and we'll bring our solution down here. Picked these up last week. I'd shown them a little bit in my last video. This is gonna fix our problem. So the company that builds these headlocks, they don't have any size in between this 30-inch tall and then the 40-inch. So once you're ready to step up, it's a pretty big change. We were at a farm show this winter and we saw a different company in the area that builds these. These are actually, I believe, a 36-inch tall, something like that. It's right in between these two sizes. And these just run a little bit narrower than these. These are 18.5-inch. I believe those are 16-inch. Those are 17.5. So it's just enough difference in size that we're able to fit 5 in between these 6x6, 8-foot on center posts. You can see how they laid these out. There's a lot of wasted space right here because of this post. They couldn't quite fit another one in, so they just have this spot no animal can stick their head through. So we got a 16-foot space and there's only 8 headlocks. That's the same amount of space for full-grown milking cows. 24-inch headlocks is what we have up in our other barn. So for these young animals, we definitely don't need that much eating space. So I was trying to weigh if it's worth spending the money to get different locks. If we can sell these to someone else, get a decent amount for them, still in really good shape. And then I figure adding 4 more head spaces to the barn, if you divide that out, it's actually cheaper than the total cost per animal of this whole building. So it's not like it's 100% necessary, but I think it makes sense. Should have all the hardware we need here. Yep, you see how that one sticks her head through there. These new ones we're going to try to keep as low as we can here too against the concrete, just so that they can reach a little bit better out here, hopefully. It's okay, ladies. We stuck these on here to keep them from standing up on the curb. Seemed to help. I don't know if we'll put them back on the new ones. Probably should. These new locks are by a different company, but they look almost identical to the other ones. They got the same square tubing at the top, and then the round pipes. They're good and heavy, should hold up really well. The top of the lock attaches to the outside of the post, and then the bottom is in between. That way they're just sloped forward a little bit. It just helps the animals reach a little bit better. The goal will be to sell these then, so if you're interested, my email's down below. One thing I like we did with this barn, put these little metal pieces on the corners of the post. These heifers love to lick any wood they can, and then it'll eventually wear through it. See some wear on this metal, the paint's wearing off, but posts are in good shape yet. We got 2 of the 4 sections done, so 1 full pen. You can see the difference right there in the height. Kept the bottom as low as we could here, just left a 3/4 inch gap underneath. It can reach a little better, maybe an inch lower than the other one was. Just a little bit long on this last one. Take a 1/2 inch off of it. Put these pipes in, then you can adjust the width depending on the size of the animal. With these other locks, we had a lot of trouble with heifers licking these pins out. They get their tongue up here and they can flick these out. We did get some big bolts. We stuck in a bunch of them too. That's helping. Kind of comes and goes. Certain heifers like to do it. I'm thinking these other locks are going to be a bit better. These pins are a bit heavier and the top doesn't stick up as much. Plus, if they're trying to lick here, you have this extra bar across the front. Last thing I want to do is tie the locks together. I'm going to link all 4 of these sections together, so we'll just have 1 lock at that end. If we want to do vaccinations, we can just lock them all. Might have been good to stick these on before we put the locks in, but there's probably enough flex to those pipes. We got that top pipe tied together the whole way across now, and I'm going to put this latch on here so you can spin the pipe. We're all set up. It's a little different mechanism than the other lockers. These other ones, the bar slides to lock. See there, some of those have that bad habit of sticking their head through the bottom. That one there's doing it right. Now these new ones coming in, they should be able to just keep putting their head through like they do in these lower ones. because it's not that big of a step. Don't want to waste money here on the farm, but this was one thing that I at least convinced myself was a good idea. The main thing is if we can sell these other headlocks and get decent value back from them, it'll be worth it. So yeah, let me know if you're interested in these. I'll have my email in the description below the video. Let me know. So there's 4 of them here. They got 4 heifer size headlocks in them. They're really good for bigger heifers. I'd recommend little smaller ones for young heifers. But once we get up to these 10-month-olds or whatever, they're great. So I'm gonna pressure wash them a little bit. We'll keep them in the barn and hopefully somebody will pick them up soon. Those locks there from Sturdy Boat Manufacturing. It's really high quality, galvanized. They should have a good, I don't know, 20 years of life left on them or something.